Trinity Sunday is often referred to as the preacher's nightmare. Certainly, when I was curate at Christ Church Heaton, my old vicar, Canon Robin Edward Hobbs Johnson, always made sure that it was my turn to preach on that particular Sunday every year. But why should the experience of having to preach on such a day engender such clerical angst? After all, we read in our holy writings, in both the Old and the New Testament, clear and unambiguous Trinitarian references and forms. The baptism of Jesus was a Trinitarian happening, as was the Transfiguration. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit were there. The Trinitarian faith is invariably recited at every act of worship in church. All that we celebrate in St. Anne's is offered and made in the name of the Trinity. A Christian blessing and absolution is only ever made in that manner, as well as at holy baptism, the declaration of holy matrimony, confirmation, the proclamation of the mystery of the faith at Holy Communion. At the end of the day, the Trinity is not a clever, complex theory that we have to make an effort to get our reasoning heads around, but the living God whom Christians worship. So I guess that the cause of the preacher's nightmare has something to do with trying to make the unintelligible intelligible and to explain a matter of biblical faith that is beyond human comprehension. Unsurprisingly, saints down the ages have used various metaphors and symbols to strengthen the faithful in this belief. The most well-known, perhaps, is St. Patrick and his shamrock. The shield of the Holy Trinity used to be carried by medieval knights into battle and is still used for teaching in Sunday school. And three-sided images are found all over churches throughout the world, and behind where I'm standing at the moment there are trefoils carved into the altar that also has three identical arches. The intertwined three fishes is another one used at Worley Abbey that many of us are very familiar with. St. Irenaeus visualised the two hands of God the Father as the Son and the Holy Spirit in order to demonstrate this ancient truth. Nonetheless, metaphors and symbols are only pointers to the reality and never an adequate explanation in themselves. And that reality, like every aspect of Christian faith, has to be lived out between people. How, though, does belief in the Holy Trinity affect the way in which we as Christians live out our daily lives? Well, it seems to me it's like this. The Trinity reveals interdependence, 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. It reveals God the Father as Creator. It reveals God the Son, Jesus, characterised by undefiled sacrificial love. It reveals God the Holy Spirit, who sustains us by his presence in our hearts and in our minds, guiding us to think and to do those things that are right. And all three persons are bound together by the constant movement of love. This belief puts us under an obligation to live lives of loving, practical service, to care for God's creation, a responsibility to display active compassion that is more than mere words and unfulfilled good intentions that prove to be too demanding to accomplish. It compels us to love our neighbour as ourselves and to be agents of healing and hope, challenging oppression and exploitation wherever it exists. Looking at Trinity Sunday in this way, then, makes it far less mysterious and more of a clarion call, reminding us of the way in which we ought to live our lives as professing Christians, as people of faith who acknowledge one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So then, keep the faith in the Holy Trinity, and as you pray for me, I shall surely pray for you.